right, Numbers chapter 31. A very interesting chapter. And by interesting, I mean it can really disturb us. Again, it's appreciating what's going on here, putting it into its cultural context, allowing the text to say what it's saying and not assume some things that it's not saying. Let me just read the beginning verses just to, again, maybe put this in some perspective. Well, it's more of just kind of to at least embrace what's going on here and not duck from it. Then the Lord said to Moses, on behalf of the people of Israel, take revenge on the Midianites for leading them into idolatry. After that, you will die and join your ancestors. Here's Moses, in a sense, final public act of leadership. The people who back on Monday's devotional, Baal of Peor, the bringing, some people from Israel into the pagan worship, sexual immorality, and all that happened there. God goes to Moses, now's the time to take revenge. Now's the time to take care of those people. Now, notice in verse 8, we see that there's a number of kings who are part of the battle, but also who died in the subsequent battle was Balaam, the one who had, again, been hired to curse Israel, couldn't because Yahweh said, nope, you're going to bless them instead. And here's where we see Balaam had still stayed with these Midianites. And, well, sometimes you just get caught up with what happens to the company around you. And so Israel attacks and kills a number of Midianites. Now, sometimes some from the text school, they killed all the Midianites. For example, verse 10, they burned all the towns and villages where the Midianites had lived. And some have gone, well, they killed all the Midianites. No, that's not the nuance of the text. First of all, Moses had family that were Midianites. His wife's family. This is not everyone who is a Midianite. It's talking about those Midianites who were a part of what happened in Numbers chapter 25. Again, we see Midianites, again, later on in the days of David and Saul, for example. So, again, let's not make the text say something that it's not saying. This isn't God going overboard and going, because some people did something wrong, I'm going to wipe out everyone. This is God going, these people have, and not just that act. The Midianites, what they did at Peor was standard practice. They're part of a people group that also practiced child sacrifice. God had been patient with this nation, the Canaanites, just as a larger group, for the entire time Israel had been in Egypt, because God had said to Abraham all the way back in Genesis, your descendants are going to go to Egypt, they're going to leave a nation, and I'm going to give them the land, because the sins of the Amorites, the Canaanites, like those people, has not run its course yet. I'm still being patient with them, but that time had now run its course. And again, this is not God going, I love my people and I hate everyone else. We also see warnings in the scriptures where God says, just like we saw what happened in Numbers 25, those of Israel who participated in this and broke covenant in this way, God punished them in the same way. God is not against certain people groups over others. Any shred or hint or thought of that, we need to just oppose. That is just a lie that is in no way reflective of God. What God hates is sin, because sin is rebellion not just against him, but against his design. And what it does is it has ramifications on those God has made in his image. It harms us, it diminishes us, it dehumanizes those God has made in his image. And so God does not leave sin unchecked forever. God is patient, but his patience is to allow time of repentance. And sometimes the time runs out. It's going to run out for all of us at some point. At some point, we're going to die. At some point, those who haven't died when Jesus returns, we face judgment. And so here, what I want us just to reflect on this Saturday, if you're listening to this on the day that it'll be released, God is not against anyone. He's against sin and evil and the harm that it does. And it's constantly looking to call all people out of that. And so that's why we need to leave revenge in God's hands. God is the one who orchestrated this. God is the one who initiated this. God had said, there's going to come a time, Numbers 25, when this is going to get dealt with. Here we wait. It's a number of chapters later in the narrative. Now's the time. God is the one to bring revenge for the sins because it's against him way more than it's ever against us. And thank God he is both just and merciful. Otherwise, none of us would be here. That's a heavy load for a Saturday, I know. And so I hope it's a sunny day. Enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy some connecting with family or friends. And as you do, and as you reflect on maybe your own setting with God, is there something that's just you're struggling in or with, and just bring it to God. And as you do, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious to you. And today would you know his peace. God bless. And I hope to see you, or at least connect online tomorrow as we talk about the ascension of Jesus. God bless.